Hey guys, it's Kruger. And some sad news. Today I'm not here with Talkgames. I'm alone. I'll be recording the next couple of videos by myself. Since, as you heard in the last video, he had some crag out noises and his mic has just gotten worse from that. So imagine listening to that every time you have a conversation with him. It's horrible. It's truly horrible. But yeah, anyways, he'll get a mic as soon as possible and we'll be back to normal as everything should be, where we both will be doing the podcast together. But yeah, let's get on with the video. And in this video we'll be covering the prison as people wanted in the comment section. So we've listened and we'll be covering that. So let's take a look what we have. So overall, the prison sounds amazing. Like a top security facility with fences, concrete walls, cells, garages, etc. Most of you guys that have been out there have probably watched The Walking Dead, and if you haven't, I highly recommend you should, since it's a great zombie series. And in season 4, when they take over the prison, it's just awesome. Like, since that moment I've always wanted the prison inside a game, and here we have it. But keep in mind, I've talked with Havoc Hank, and he said that it should be noted that the prison has been put on a back burner, which means that currently they're not prioritizing it, and it has been set aside. That's why we don't have so much footage of it yet. And he's not sure if it will come to the closed alpha or it will be readdressed later on, and it will of course have a subject to change, as most of the stuff do, since it's pre-alpha and it's not even released yet. But let's just take a look what we're dealing with currently. As always, the stuff that we have on the videos and the pictures look amazing, but where would a prison really be if it was sketched out on the map? I mean, typically prisons are located in open regions and often like nearby small communities or towns where the guards and so on would have homes. Of course, some prisons are located nearby large cities, but I would imagine this one wouldn't. In this particular game, I would imagine the prison being nearby a smaller town or so, or out in the open, as in most games, and that's how I would imagine it being in that matter. So, Talkgames and I have discussed over writing and having some conversations over his phone and such, some stuff that he would like to include in the video, so we kind of stick with the discussion part within the podcast as we like it. But as said, he can't be here since you guys will get an ear raid, which we don't want to. So we discussed that the pros are that it would be harder to find enemies, and since it will be very guarded, you could easily guard the place, especially if it has some sort of fence around it. You could really easily lock it up and be very careful, especially if you have a bigger group. You could do amazing things with such a prison. And a great part again, you could lock prisoners into cells, I hope. If you can lock them into cells, like we talked about in the Thanksgiving blog update. Since you have the O-negative blood type, you could lock somebody in there with the O-negative blood type and you can use them as a resource. Since you might not want to kill them, since an O-negative blood type can easily be used for anybody's blood. That's a really good way. Or just keep somebody locked up if they've done something wrong, or if you want to make a bargain with somebody in a PvP situation. And of course the prison will definitely have some sort of guns, rifles probably, and maybe I could imagine a small armory for the guards as well. Loads of food and just overall loads of loot, I would imagine. The prison might also have some vehicles stored in the huge garage, as we see. It is subject to change, so it might get smaller, it might get bigger. But if it is as it is right now, it's huge and it can keep many vehicles. You might even be lucky there might be a police cruiser or some sort of armored van in there. Although the main cons of the prison might be such things as you could easily get lost if you don't know it very well, if it's too big of course, and the hallways down near the cells has no cover for now. So that's really an issue, and if you were getting attacked by someone and they managed to get inside the building, you would have a problem finding cover. Of course you could hold angles, but they could flash you out, they can nade you out, and they can smoke you out of there, I would imagine. So our overall thought about the prison is that if you're alone, don't even bother. It's too big. It's way too big of a deal. But it's always great for looting. Yes, if it would have fences, great defense, of course, also against zombies. But if you're in a group or in a clan or so, you could take over the prison and it would give you unbelievable amount of control, especially if there are guard towers and so on. So overall, it could be amazing if you're more people, and it could be easily defendable and be used for so much more than a regular house. So yeah guys, that's our perspective of the prison, the pros and cons. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment down below what you want us to review next. And guys, keep in mind, plan accordingly.